But first, a story you'll only see here on WVLT. An exclusive interview with the little boy at the center of an Amber Alert and an unbelievable rescue. Good evening and thanks for joining us for WVLT News on CW. I'm Amanda Hara. Take a look at this. The very moment the 6-year-old named Alijah was rescued from the Monroe County woods on Friday. He had spent the night alone, cold, and huddling by a tree after wandering off from his home. Now Alijah and his mom are sharing their story. Sam Luther is joining us tonight after talking with them. And Sam, it took a couple days for Alijah to talk about what really happened. How is he doing tonight?
Well, man, it's certainly a terrifying experience, but his mom tells me that Alijah is now back to 100%. He's happily at home, playing with his sister, but most importantly, safe and sound after a terrifying ordeal. The sight of a safe return captured by our crews on scene. Alijah Kensinger went into an ambulance unharmed after being found by a volunteer. Now he has a message.
Thank you.
The same message his family and mother Amber has for more than 100 volunteers and law enforcement officers who searched these woods in Tellico Plains. Amber Kensinger says Alijah had spent Thursday working on homeschool assignments, then went outside with his family dog.
Alijah was, given permission to go outside and play on the porch and in the yard, as most children are allowed to do when they're done with their schoolwork. And he just got a little too brave and a little too adventurous.
Walking down a familiar trail at first, but then he got turned around. After an hour, the dog went to go back home, but Alijah couldn't keep up. So he did what his family taught him.
We've always said, if you get lost, don't move and we will find you.
And that's exactly what he did. Alijah told his mom he found a tree and sat under it while rain began to fall, waving to the helicopters above, waiting for help to come. At first, the 6-year-old didn't want to even tell his mom about that night, but later he would recount his night in the woods.
I tried to sleep, Mommy, but I couldn't sleep. And the helicopters were doing their job and were out all night. And so it wasn't surprising to me at all that he said he wasn't able to sleep.
And when help finally came, it took him by surprise.
I was seeing people that I didn't know much.
Now, home in Virginia and with his mom, Alijah is spending his time playing with his toys that he showed me over a Zoom call and rebuilding his appetite from raw honey to now eating pancakes. But one of the first things on his mind after spending 19 hours in the cold and being brought to safety caught his mom by surprise.
And the first thing that he wanted, you will never believe, was ice cream.
Amber doesn't blame anybody and calls this a kid getting too adventurous. She now hopes it's a learning experience and thanks those who helped in the search.
We just can't say enough how grateful we are for the volunteers and the outpouring of love and prayers.
Now, in case you guys were wondering, his favorite flavor of ice cream, mint flavored. Amanda, this 6-year-old was on the edge of his seat the entire time we were talking with him, watching his sisters outside playing in the snow. So after answering a couple questions, he did bolt straight outside with them. And I can confirm, Amanda, he did get a snow day.
Sometimes it's just too tempting. Sam, we saw him get into the ambulance. He looked okay, just kind of, a little rough, like he'd been in the woods all night. Was he hurt at all from that night?
Amanda, not injured, thankfully. He did go to the hospital just to get checked out as a precaution. Just really cold, really hungry. He's now warm and a belly full of ice cream. Hopefully, we do know we got some pancakes, but his mom again saying, Amanda, he's back to 100% now.
An ironic choice after you've been in the cold all night, but ice cream is pretty good. Glad that this had a good ending. Sam Luther reporting for us tonight. Sam, thanks.